Hey guys, MDPrepper here. My first knife review in my new series for SHTF blades. What's best for you and what's affordable. I decided, of course, start with the very affordable and extensive line of Mora blades, all made in Sweden. Great blades, great starter blades, been around for a very long time. These are the most cost effective of all of our blades overall, I'd say. They're the cheapest, hands down, running maybe $10 on this end, maybe 11, something like that. 12 to 15 here in the middle, and 30 bucks to maybe 35 on the upper end of the Mora line. They're all great blades. You just got to find the one that fits you personally the best. Let me go ahead and start running down our criteria. The blade style on all of these, they are all about 3.5 inches long. Doesn't matter which one, they're all about the same. All of them come with a Scandi Grind, or Scandinavian style grind. You can probably see better right here. Check other videos out there for in-depth talk and discussion about Scandi Grinds. But basically they have a wide bevel on them that's easily sharpened. Basically you can find a stone or rock out there, piece of leather, anything. You don't have to have jigs or any kind of high-end gear to sharpen this blade. You just lay it flat and you sharpen it. It takes a little while, but it's almost idiot-proof. Okay, anybody can learn to sharpen this. If you're going to learn to sharpen a knife and do it right, start with a Scandi style grind. One of the major perks of this blade is it's great for beginners and just a great blade overall. Steel size, or steel style rather, there's two basically. There's the stainless steel and the carbon steel. Both these here are carbon. This one has a forced patina on it. This one I use a very high frequency in my day-to-day work around the house and outside and everything. So this has a forced patina on it with apple cider vinegar to cut down on corrosion. Here's another one here that's got a little bit of a patina on it, if you can see the blade there, just from being a backup blade that I've not used, just sitting in the sheath. Also comes in stainless, like I said. I would say that stainless is probably the best first option if you're not used to knives or don't know how to care for them or just storing these blades away for a long period of time. Probably go for stainless as your first. If you want to get into the carbon steel line, I would definitely get a Mora first as my carbon steel blade. Again, beat it up, use it. If it happens to rust up because you screw it up, you're out 10, 12, maybe 15 bucks tops. And again, working to refinish that blade and getting it back in good shape is good practice. So, you know, better to do it with this than a $50 K-bar or something like that, you know, higher end blades. So either option, whichever you prefer. Again, for the rookie, I'd probably go stainless just for ease and care. Obviously, if I was living by the coast, I would certainly go stainless due to corrosion issues. About the grind on this, the Scandinavian Grind. Scandi Grind is fairly well designed for bushcraft, woodworking, all of that. It's got better bite, better finer work if you're notching wood, those sorts of things. The style of this blade is definitely best in the woods. Hands down. These are woodscraft, bushcraft, bush lore blades. Used out for batoning. If you need, you can baton smaller pieces with this easily. Whatever you want to do. You can fillet a fish with this one. You can scale it too. Just whatever you need to do. You can cut rope, etc. But the Scandi Grind is generally recognized as best for woodworking in the woods. So, not that I'm dissuading you from buying this if you're in an urban or suburban environment, but primarily bushcraft, camping, hiking, etc. Okay, moving on, we're going to talk about the grips and the handles. Obviously, as you can see, tons of options here for SHTF, whatever in the heck you want. Hard plastic, here's the cheapest. Again, if you're not familiar with these blades, you got the nice little guard up here so your finger's not going to slip up on the blade. This is nice, but the hard plastic is not as good in wet conditions. The clipper here style is probably their most popular rubberized grip. See right there, check my old videos. Great blades, fit the hand real well, good for in-close, smaller, delicate work, whatnot. Perfectly reasonable. My personal favorite is this bigger, thicker grip, though I prefer it in the carbon steel blade, which I didn't bring out. This just personally fits my hand better. I like this better when I'm batoning. I can baton with this one, but that's a bigger style grip there. Just whatever you want. They've got a lot of options, even wooden ones if you want to play with those. The sheaths, we've got to talk about those. Well, they're not all the same. They've got lots of options. You need to look around. This cheap $10 one's got one of the better ones. It's got a belt clip, and the belt clip swivels, which is nice. I like this. I like this a lot. Part of the reason this is one of my go-to blades. Probably not my favorite that I'd pick for bugging out or SHTF with these lines, but you know, just for throwing on a belt and going out in the yard and knocking around. Here's more what I'd say is probably your standard now Mora. Hard plastic, drain hole at the bottom, clip, with a little piece to snap onto your belt there, place to grab it and push your blade out. Works real well. This is fine, not the nicest sheath in the world. Obviously made for belt carry. All of these are just basic belt carry on your whichever side, left or right side. Good to go. That's all you're going to get out of that. You can reverse these and carry them the opposite side in the opposite way if you want to, if you're left-handed and whatnot. This one here, the one with the grip that I really do love, has what I say is probably not the most functional. Just a belt loop here, basic plastic belt loop there to slide on. So that's not as quick to get on and off, but you're not going to lose it either. And again, the Light My Fire here at the tail end has also got that same style clip as this one, the clipper. So sheaths, they're durable, they're going to last, but they're not as nice as they could be. You're not going to be attaching this to a molly rigging or anything else. So it's functional. Again, low-cost blades. Moving on, like I said, for general use, these are fine for smaller general day-to-day use. I use them in the kitchen a lot. Not these, but some of the other ones, the stainless ones. I cut meat, cut vegetables with them. They're fine. They're not as good as maybe some of the convex grinds and all of that, but nothing wrong with them at all. The Scandi Grind will do the job. Maybe not as good as cutting rope and other things, but again, will do the job. Best part of these, again, like I said before, is the sharpening aspect. Very, very easy to sharpen in the field, which is frankly fantastic. As I said before, bushcraft, that's what this thing was made for. Woods use, again, what it was made for. For defensive tactical uses, not the best. Any knife is better than nothing. I would much rather pull this out and defend myself than with a small little pocket knife. Not what this was made for. This is not a fighting knife. This is not a tactical knife or anything like that. But could I stab you with this? Sure. Probably not as good for slashing, but you could if you had to in a tactical type situation. Again, not a lot on the backside to hit with, anything like that, but you could clobber somebody fairly well with that if you had to. Again, I'd prefer something bigger. Primarily for thrusting and stabbing would be what I would use this for my tactical scenario. One of the good things about Mora knives is they are so popular and people are so used to seeing them, especially out in the woods, campers and hikers. Most people aren't going to look twice if you've got this on your hip, okay? This is going to go unnoticed. If you're in an unfriendly gun zone and all you can have is knives or something, having something like this, probably better, you know, having this in your pack or whatnot. Are these the best blades in the world for SHTF? No, they're not. But they're cheap. You can have them wherever you want them. And I've got tons of these if you've seen my past videos. I've probably got maybe 15, 20 Moras. Some that I keep stored away. I keep a Mora in every kit that I've got, whether I intend to use it or not. I've got one in my get-home bag. I've got them in my bug-out bag. I've got them in my backup bug-out bag. I've got them in the kitchen. I've got one upstairs. You know, I use these things a lot, primarily because they're so affordable. They're just very, very affordable and very durable. Going back a bit to the structure of these things, they're all about a third tang, give or take, for the most part. Not as durable as maybe a full tang is, but the way these things are made, they're still worth it. You should have one of these regardless. Is it the best SHTF knife? No, but it's the best priced SHTF probably and bushcraft knife out there for general purpose, especially if you're starting out. Can't beat the $10 price tag. You know, make this your backup blade to your primary. You need one anyway. If you're just getting into it, you know, get the clipper or get this model, whichever. If you want to spend a little bit more, or ladies out there want to buy a gift for your son or husband or whoever, try this one. I like this one a lot. A little more expensive. This is the Light My Fire style. It's a combo deal between Light My Fire steels and the Mora blades. Stainless steel, so it's good for beginners. A little bit different blade profile, but the same overall. Has a lanyard on the back, which most of your Moras don't. That's a nice little option. And of course, 2-in-1, it's got the fire steel. I've got a review on this, of course. This combines two good objects in one. You've got them together. You know, these are good blades. I would say for breaking it down, urban use, probably not the best. You probably don't have too many trees or bushcraft items that you're going to be crafting living in an apartment in the big city. But again, any knife is better than none. This is better than your standard kitchen knife, so not a bad choice. Again, if you're a hiker camper and live in the city, got to have one of these, but probably not my favorite for urban. Suburban, you need one of these. Working in your backyard, just whatever, you know, if you're living out of the backyard in an SHTF situation, your front yard, you're going to need to trim wood. You may need to craft some certain things with wood if you need to. Nothing wrong with these blades, but again, for the rural survivor and SHTF situation, or anybody bugging out to the country, great choice. Again, for 10 bucks. Would I want this for my super long-term blade? No, but in 72 hours, it's going to do just fine. Even in the long term, it's going to do just fine. You just can't baton quite as much with it. You can't do the bigger jobs. This is a smaller style knife. Great though. Again, this would be my secondary knife, regardless of any of the others. Love the Mora blades. Can't say enough good things about them. If you don't own one, pick one up. Pick two up. Pick three up. You'll like them. Just find the style you like. You got to find the grips that fit your hand, the ones that fit you the best. And again, if you're just starting out, if you're just prepping, Mora all the way, hands down, is your first blade. I don't care if you decide you're saving up for that $300 tops knife. Well, I'm going to get the best of the best. No, you don't want that, because you might buy the knife you don't want for $300. Buy the $10 to $15, $20 knife. Try them out. Figure out what you like. Again, these aren't going to go bad anytime soon unless you just let them rust into the dust. Anyway, the Mora blades for SHTF. Good overall. Not great, not the best, but for the price, hard to beat. 10 to 15 bucks. MD Prepper, out.